Alright, hi guys. I don't feel like writing out my dream, and I don't really trust speech to text to fully deliver on my grit tale of toilet time. So my dream started out pretty normal, I would say. I was at one of my lifelong uh famous theme parks that we've gone to as a family since I was a little kid. And it had a cinema for some reason, and it also looked nothing like the theme park. My brain was just calling it the theme park, and everyone was like, "Yeah, that's what it is." So I finished in the cinema with my dad, and I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go find a bathroom before I head back to the caravan. You can go ahead." So dad left, and this is when my dream started getting weird, cause the rest of my dream became a whole sequence of me just going into different public bathrooms and there being something very wrong with them. Like the first one I went into, all of the floor was covered in liquid, splashes of liquid, and I couldn't tell what it was for sure. It was one of those things where I felt like it could be pee, and for some reason, out of nowhere, I just had no shoes or socks on. So I was walking around in it totally barefoot. Anyways, I looked in the toilet and it was so nasty, so I left straight away. And then I had my shoes back. But anyways, so I went to the next one, and the next toilet room was like, um, it. Every toilet had a second smaller toilet in a thinner stall right next to it. So there would be normal regular toilet stalls, and then in between them would be like very thin toilets with stalls that were like half the width of a regular toilet stall. And I got stuck in one of those. And the really awkward thing was that they had windows into the regular stall, but it didn't really seem like the person in the regular stall could see you. So there was like a little toddler in the regular stall next to me while I was sitting in the crappy thin stall. And as I was trying to, like, as I was about to go to the bathroom, because I could barely fit in the stall, it was so thin. Um, the toddler was just like, "Wow, look, a wasp!" And the wasp was flying around me, and it was really scary, so I had to run away. But anyways, so there was a few more of those, but I don't remember the others so well. So, anyways, I decided to just go back to the caravan. I was sick of trying these toilets. And on my way out, I passed one of those rides where it's a big, it's like a tower, and it has a bunch of little carriages coming off of it horizontally, and then they all move around like a helicopter propeller, right? It was one of those, um, and it started smoking a lot. And the people operating it were being really nonchalant about it. And I remember thinking, I think someone's gonna die over here, so I'm just gonna try this last toilet so that I don't have to be here. So I went in to the final toilet, like public toilet, and it was amazing. It started out with this like huge big room that had a disco dance floor and a children's soft play area with all the foam and like plastic ball pits and the cubes and ships, what you can make. Um, and they had cool music playing. So I got escorted by a waitress, I guess, through a room that had a giant 3D sculpt of a T Rex painted emerald green, um, and into a room that had a stage. It had like a whole space for an audience to sit, but there was nothing there. It was just a big empty room, and then the stage, which had those people that you see in parades with the twirly batons. It had a bunch of people on there, and they were singing, and they were celebrating the toilet, and then they were like, "Right this way to your toilet," and then the stage was just covered in toilets in neat rows, like straight down. See, straight down like this. So it would go like boop, boop, boop. And there was like 3 rows facing inwards, and then on the other side there was 3 facing the other way, so you would definitely be looking at someone no matter what. And how it worked was, it was like, hold on, I'll do a drawing to demonstrate. All right, this is MS Paint. Let me zoom out a little so that you can see. All right, so this is MS Paint. Where's my mouse? All right, so the toilet setup was like this. So it had like a flat top, so it was kind of like old school toilets, and it had a hole, but it looked a lot nicer than like an old school toilet. So anyways, it had like little armrests too, like this. I'll put another one. See my consummate MS Paint skills. And it had like a back as well, like probably like this. Like a little back cushion here for your lower back. But then it also had a rail that went around, that had a curtain that you could pull it around so that it would cover you, so you could sit on the toilet like this. Look at this finesse. Right, so yeah, you could sit on it and it would be great. And so I got taken to a toilet and I sat down on the toilet, and then they handed me a menu, which I was very impressed by, because I've never been to a toilet that had a whole cuisine associated. So I ordered, it was a chocolate cake with lots of white swirly cream on the top, and cream eggs. I don't know if you can get them everywhere. I assume you can. Here's me smiling because I'm impressed. So I pulled my curtain forward, and I was sitting with my little plate, because they also had like a fold over table that would fold over your lap. And then I had my little cake on here. And there was also like a toilet right here as well. And also right here. And then it was just like a flat here. And there was kind of like a staircase down to the next tier, which would be like along here. So they brought me my cake. It was really good. And some people came and sat next to me in these other seats. And I was telling them that, man, this cake is good. I couldn't go to the toilet. I was trying really hard not to be TMI, but like, man, I was struggling. Like, I was like, okay, this is really cool, but how do I go to the toilet in these conditions? I don't understand. It felt like everyone else was doing it fine. But anyways, so I was enjoying my cake, and then the waitress came over with, hold on, let me extend this canvas a little bit. She came over with a platter that had bottles on it that looked like this, but they were made of glass. It's very important to know. So she had like a little setup, and she asked me if I wanted a drink. And now usually I don't really like these kind of drinks, so I wouldn't be interested, but everything was so fascinating here that I thought, sure, let's try. And they had all these fun colors, like, oh yeah, I should have expected that, shouldn't I? Let me fill in that gap. I'll fill it on all of them. There we go. Okay, so where's my mouse? It's so hard to see my mouse when it's this dark. I can't focus. So anyways, they had all these fun colors, like green and pink and blue. And I got one, and I was starting to hear this strange music, and I was like, where is this music coming from? And it was actually because the bottles had some kind of mechanism inside the lid that would play music, like in there, and it was like so delightful to me. So I was about to take a big old sip, and then my dad woke me up, so I never got to taste the delicious beverage and I also never got to take a dump in this special cubicle, and I never got to witness the celebration that would occur when I successfully used the bathroom. So basically, he ruined everything, and now I just have this beautiful image in my mind forever and ever. Yeah, so that was my dream. Now I'll write thanks.